Once upon a time, in a cozy little room, there was an old wooden cupboard filled with treasures. At the very top of the cupboard stood 2 porcelain figurines, a delicate shepherdess and a brave chimney sweep. The shepherdess had golden curls and carried a tiny crook, while the chimney sweep had a cheerful expression, his ladder always ready by his side. Although they were small and fragile, the 2 were deeply in love. Beside them stood an imposing carved figure of a Chinese mandarin. He was the self-proclaimed ruler of the cupboard, nodding his head in approval or disapproval whenever he felt the need to assert his authority. The mandarin had decided that the shepherdess must marry the wooden satyr, a grotesque figure with a large body and a terrifying grin, who also resided on the cupboard. The shepherdess was horrified at the idea. She loved the chimney sweep and could not bear the thought of being forced to marry the satyr. "We must run away," said the chimney sweep, determined to protect her. "The world is vast, and we'll find a place where we can be together, free from the mandarin's control." Late one night, when the room was dark and quiet, the shepherdess and the chimney sweep began their daring escape. Climbing down the tall cupboard was no easy task for the tiny figurines. They slid down table legs that seemed like towering cliffs and crossed floors that stretched like deserts. At last, they reached the open window and saw the wide, open world for the first time. The chimney sweep was filled with excitement, but the shepherdess hesitated. The world was so big, so unfamiliar, and so overwhelming. "I'm scared," she whispered, her porcelain cheeks trembling. "What if we get lost? What if we break and are never found?" The chimney sweep held her hand gently. "We can do this together," he reassured her. But the shepherdess shook her head. She longed for the safety of the cupboard, the place she had always known. The chimney sweep, seeing her fear, put her happiness above his own. "If that's where you feel safe, we'll go back," he said softly. Together, they retraced their steps, climbing back to their little home atop the cupboard. The journey was as difficult as before, but they supported each other through every challenge. When they finally arrived, they discovered that the mandarin had toppled over in his fury and broken into pieces. He could no longer control their lives. With the mandarin gone, the shepherdess and the chimney sweep were free to live as they wished. Though their world was small, they found happiness in their shared love and the simple joy of being together. And so they lived happily ever after, proving that love and courage can overcome even the greatest challenges.